All right. Let me turn down the sound a little bit. Okay. Why is the game not okay? Because it was paused. Okay, there we go. So you're playing. Okay, first thing first, right? How much are you like planning out your game before the game starts?
Yeah, so I definitely try to like have a plan going in.
Right?
Um,
And do you remember
basically,
what your plan was this game?
yeah, so this game I was thinking I'm not really going to be able to gank top because it's a Nasus lane, so he's probably just going to AFK farm.
Yeah.
Same thing with mid because it's a Vigar, so I think I was just hoping for a Thresh hook, and I was looking for a level 3 gank bot.
Yeah. That's really good actually. Because you want to gank towards your CC. I mean, your Nasus has CC, but not or no, no, your Darius has CC, but
Mm-hmm.
Nasus is annoying to gank. I hate ganking tanks. And
Yeah,
your mid lane, you can gank it if it's like you can gank it in the right position. If your Zed is poked
yeah,
out your Vigar, the Vigar you might be able to dive or something. But if they're both full HP, it's probably not worth going for unless the Vigar is like up against tower, like up against your tower. And yeah, so you want to always path towards your CC, and usually you have a support with CC. So
yeah.
and this meta bot lane is really strong. So I agree. And also you need to look at it. You see like Ziggs and Brand, they have like no mobility almost.
Right.
So it's very easy for you guys to hit your stuff on them.
Yeah, so I was thinking I could just abuse that lane.
Yeah, exactly. So if you get their flash once, they're not gonna be able to do anything the next time. So
Yeah,
that's pretty smart.
I don't think I track flash timers well at all.
Do you know how long they are?
Yeah, 5 minutes,
Yeah, it's
right?
just I would just the you don't have to track every flash timer, but the like if you're trying to kill someone and someone important, like here like Ziggs, Brand, Vigar, their flashes are pretty important because when they don't have flashes, they don't have anything to get out. So I would just it's hard. Just if you ever fight and you see a flash, just ping it, and then later when you're walking from base or something, just look at the chat. If you have timers on for your chat, which you should,
Yeah, yeah, I
then
do.
you just add 5 minutes. It's very simple to
Yeah,
do. It's just make a habit of it when you're walking out of base to like mentally check. I don't type it. Some people type it out, but you don't have to type it out
mm,
if you just remember for yourself.
right. And I think that's the thing is like, when do I check?
What do you mean when do you check?
So I guess I get lost if I'm like, all right, if 5 minutes is a long time, so it's probably like, all right, I'm in a path bot. I should probably just check chat and see if they pinged flashes in the last five
Yeah.
minutes.
Well, in your elo, people don't ping flashes that much, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's kind of tough. 'Cause
Okay, so
I
I just have to be kind of aware.
yeah, just mostly yeah, just if you do see it, you can mentally like put it in your mind that if they flash, but you have to like if you're usually you're gonna see them in your own fights, like so. Like if you're
Okay.
fighting and you see a flash, just make sure you ping it and do it for yourself. Make it a habit for
Yep.
you, and then when you climb, people will start doing it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your thought process going to this game was good though. Like starting there, and then so what do you path? You
So I
do
think I just go red, wolves, blue, bot
yeah.
here. Or no,
Well,
I guess not.
you don't. But this is better. I think
I think I just like full clear because I didn't want to leave my red side.
yeah. What I do right now on this patch is like I always do like red Krugs, Raptors, and then I look mid if
Yeah.
if it's not, and then I look bot. If neither one you can't gank, you just do the rest of your camps. But if you can gank, you just go level 3. Especially when you're playing champ like Wukong, he's good level 3.
So here you think I could just basically run straight bot and then loop back around for my camps if there's a gank?
Yeah, right after you do this, you should just because here you have nothing to do. Every time you walk across mid lane here, you should look. You should drag your mouse. If you do F keys, you can do that. But if you don't,
Yeah.
just get your mouse on your map and just look here and then look here because this is like if you count like this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. It's like 7-8 seconds of you walking, right? So you're not doing anything. So you don't like when you're doing the camp, you don't have to look on the map that much if it's hard for you.
Yeah.
But like find times like this. Every time you run across mid lane, just think, oh, I can check mid, bot. Usually check the mid lane and then you check the lane you're pathing towards. So if you're walking up, you should check top. If you're walking down, you should check bot.
Yep.
That makes
Yep.
sense? So
Yeah, and I
here,
think I'm okay with that. You know, I
yeah,
could
yeah,
definitely get better, but you know,
yeah,
I try to keep that in mind for sure.
right, right. But, like I would say after these wolves, you should always be checking bot lane, right? And then
Hmm.
here, I don't know if you think a lot about like wave states, but you see how many blue minions there are, and there's only 3 red minions, and they're all
Right.
low. That means that like real soon, these minions are gonna push up against like and catch this wave, and they're gonna be like stuck right here, right?
Mm.
So for them to farm the next wave, they have to walk up like pretty far up, right? So here,
Hmm.
I would look for a gank opportunity.
So before blue, because they're gonna that's gonna happen like
Yeah, yeah,
immediately,
yeah, yeah.
right?
You should skip blue right now. You understand?
Okay.
You should be running right now, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sometimes you just
Got
ditch
you.
your. It's worth it to ditch your camps, especially in this meta. It's very strong to just gank. So
Okay.
delaying a
And
camp is fine.
this is like a perfect
Yeah,
timer here
yeah,
because
exactly.
these minions are dying.
Do you see it? Like, see this here? Like, boom, they
Mm.
walked up, and now the wave is here. Look at them. Look at where they're standing. And they haven't warded yet, which
Yep.
you don't always know that, but if you pay attention, they haven't walked up to this bush at all. So they're just here poking. Like, they should die. Thresh could flash on them if you walked up, but
Okay.
you took too long doing blue. So now they have a ward, but it might still work because they were just super pushed up. Yeah, like they're just blind.
Yeah, they didn't even notice.
Yeah, this only worked because they're blind, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but pretty good gank though, regardless.
So should
You
I have gone like through Dragon Pit there and W'd over in
no
case of
no
the ward, or
no.
that was
They were
fine?
so pushed up that you just go right.
Yeah.
It was good by you, right? But you could have done it like 15 seconds earlier. Is the only difference. Like
Okay.
you did good though by seeing that you could gank instead of doing your gromp. Like you should not go for this regank though. Especially like the second you see him walk away when you're walking here, that's when you know it's warded. Right?
Okay.
So now you're wasting time.
Gotcha.
And at this point, if I were you, I would just recall instead of doing your gromp because
Just the time investment
you
isn't
see
worth the
you
grump.
wasted like 20 seconds like walking in a circle here. You gotta sometimes yeah, you gotta like figure out that it's warded or like think about it. But now the reason I would recall instead of doing this gromp is because
Yeah.
your Krug's already spawned. And if you look at your Gromp is level 1, so it only gives you like level 1 XP. So it's actually more efficient to do your camp. This camp is level 4 now because it spawned when you're level 4. So it gives
Okay.
you more XP. So if you would be here and then like if you would have recalled earlier, you'd already be doing this and then you come here when this one spawns,
Mm.
get more XP and then here when this one spawns and then you could do your Gromp and then that way all your camps would be synced up again and the way they spawn, you get more like XP and shit. Yeah,
Okay.
here it's like you're wasting time again because I mean this gank is okay to go for. But you just gotta be careful because you have a lot of gold. I imagine you haven't reset yet. Also,
Yeah, so I guess here, yeah, this is one of those things where I was like, ah, like my Vayne wants to back and
yeah,
she's not backing. So I'm trying to help her,
yeah,
right? And I want to back, and now I know Kindred's coming, so I actually, and she's still
yeah,
CSing. So I actually go in here to try and like bail her out, and I'm like, just fucking back,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know? And she still doesn't back, and then I just lose my mind. I mean, but I still,
yeah,
you know, I don't like tilt in game, but I'm just like, you know, obviously I
yeah,
just wasted a ton of time trying to help her, and she's about to die here anyway because she doesn't want to miss the wave.
yeah.
And so I'm like, I should have maybe just helped her push the
Nah.
first gank, and then just you know, we could have just dipped, but
It's
instead
I
it
think
kind of goes to trash.
it's just you have to like just worry about your try to start thinking just worry about yourself, right? Like here, This looks super. This looks super like troll, right? Because they should not be able to walk this up far up, but like you just don't have that much damage,
Right.
and your Vayne is 0 HP, and your Thresh isn't there, so it's just you against them, and you know, they're just gonna walk away. So I would like, if you would have recalled, right, instead of doing this whole wraparound thing, like you got a successful gank, so you should just
Right.
take the win and go push your tempo. And I don't know if you know like tempo means, but like reset as fast as you can because jungle is
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about not wasting any time. If you would have just instant reset, you would have like by the time all this happened, you'd be like farming your wolves already. You'd be like
Yeah.
and you would be level 5, and then you could come back with like an item level 5 and destroy them. But
Hmm.
right now, like instead, right now this Kindred is now like she's just gonna be even with you because I mean she's a terrible jungler, right?
I know. I was pretty surprised that she wasn't just hella out CSing me here,
Yeah, you should be
and
hell out serious in
she
her
let
though.
me
You
keep
know what I
up.
mean? If you would have just
Right.
so just
So
don't
don't try and help my Vayne, and Vayne's got to worry about herself. I got to worry about myself, and
yeah,
show up when I've got time.
especially when you're playing in bronze and silver, dude, just play for yourself to carry, you know? And
Yeah.
and especially what I would think about here is like fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say. Just like okay, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, but
My bad. I
no,
said
that's not your fault.
something.
It's not your fault. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I was just saying, don't
Yeah,
worry about Vayne here. And
yeah. Worry about your own your clear speed and your own stuff, you know.
yeah.
So here, like, I think you're walking towards this because it's marked right instead of working here.
Right. Well, and
Which is
also
okay.
because I don't want to clear like full top to bottom with drag up, because I do
Right.
want to try and,
Yeah.
I don't want to just give that.
Yeah. But again, you understand. If you would have reset earlier, it wouldn't even matter because you'd already be over here.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. No. It's okay for you to switch your path up to like deny marks and stuff though. But like,
Okay.
but most of the time, like generally, if there's not a kindred in the game, like you almost always want to just go and do a linear clear, which means you go from like in a line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of doing a zigzag and stuff, like because now your raptors are gonna spawn like before your Krugs. So the next time you come, you're gonna have to clear here, walk over here, clear this. I'll walk all the way over here to clear this. You understand? But
Yep.
if you have a linear clear, which sometimes, like if you watch my game, sometimes you just don't you have to skip camps and stuff. But
Hmm.
if you can, in like an optimal game, you want to keep everything spawning in a line, so you can keep running that line like over and over, and that's the best. Like some in a lot of games in Loyalo, you can just do the line. Which I promise you, if you try this, just full clear in a line towards bot lane, gank, recall, full clear in a line towards bot lane, gank, recall, full clear. Understand? Like that is like the most
Yeah.
simple. Because if the enemy jungler is bad, which they all are bad in this elo, and your ganks work, like, you know, if your ganks work half the time or you burn flash and stuff, you just keep doing this thing,
Hmm.
you'll always be super farmed and super strong. So I would try that at least. But here, I mean, you see how you said you wanted to do like this to like so they wouldn't do dragon, but like, but then you just went
And
and
then
did
I'm
it
doing
anyway.
wolves.
Well, you went to do Krugs and stuff anyway, which, but yeah, I mean it's fine though because you're
Mm.
Zed smurfed. But um, oh yeah, what I was gonna say earlier is the number one thing about jungling that like a lot of people get tripped up on. If you see a gank and it looks like sketchy, like it's like, oh, maybe if I go here, I will kill them, but it's more likely that they'll get away. That's kind of how your gank was earlier, down like in bot lane. It's like it's not a
Yeah.
guaranteed kill. Usually, you just shouldn't go for it because it'll waste. Every time you waste time going for a gank that like might work, maybe, you're losing a lot of like pressure and CS and XP and stuff. So
Okay.
try to look for, if you like look for ganks and it's like, oh, this looks like an easy gank, you go. If it looks like it's like a maybe gank, try to like not go, or be more patient.
So I hear that,
Yeah.
and it's easy enough to follow that advice, but then I hear things like, "Oh, it's a spam ganking meta, 3 camp into gank
Yeah.
no matter what,
Yeah,
3
yeah.
camp, gank bot, gank mid, clear top, gank
Yeah,
top no
yeah.
matter what. It doesn't, just help your lane, a gank's useful as long as you show up."
That's true. I mean, you should be spam ganking, but like, sometimes if like sometimes ganks are just not gonna work out. And like if you're like for example, like if you forget about these three, if you look at this and Ziggs was sitting under this tower and your laner was like over here and you're sitting in this bush and he's just not walking up, it's like even though you're supposed to spam gank, you would never gank that, right? He's like, this
Okay.
guy's just sitting under tower, and it's like maybe he'll walk up, but maybe he'll just stay there because maybe you're on vision. You don't know. I'm talking about like those type of, it's you have to like
Right.
slowly like find the patterns of what kind of ganks work, But
Right, like, still don't waste time on bad ganks just because I'm trying to gank a lot.
yeah, like but you can sacrifice camps to to look for more ganks in this meta, but some ganks will just never work, and
Mhm.
you shouldn't waste time like sitting in a bush too much. But yeah, but that said, like you are right though. Like sometimes I'm just in my game. Sometimes I'm sitting in a bush for like a minute, just because like. But the thing is, the AD carries I'm playing for are challenger usually, or grandmaster.
Yeah.
Like, but in this, I feel like in this elo, you're playing for yourself. So
Right.
even though the meta is bot lane, you can carry most games, I think, if you play well. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, I end up getting a double kill here because Kindred
Yeah,
sucks.
this was
Or,
good.
well, we kill both of them, but
Yeah.
Kindred gets a kill on Darius. But I'm like, I feel like I'm behind in tempo now, right? Kindred got Dragon Herald. Um,
Um. Yeah, I mean, you're even in CS, but she got the objectives, but that doesn't mean the game's over or anything.
yeah.
She's
Well, because, yeah.
you have more kill participation. So like, I mean, you ganked more and she just did objectives instead, which honestly I would take the ganks over like a Cloud Dragon's not that big of a deal, so I wouldn't be too worried.
Okay.
But then, so here I would check if I was you. I don't know how to. You know how to check gold? How much gold do you have?
X, I think.
X. It doesn't work for me.
Or C.
See?
Just go across the bottom row and keep holding tab.
I don't know. It's not working for me.
Oh, shit.
It's all good, but I'm pretty sure you probably have like close to Divine Sunder. So what I would also, what's important is to play for your power spikes. So on Wukong, like your mythic is like super huge.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point in the game, all your camps are up. Just farm your camps until you have enough for Divine Sunder and then reset. What I would do,
Okay.
right? Try to recall as fast as you can. I think I had it. Yeah, here, let's see. Dragon spawns in. I did the timers just don't show on this map size. um, 50 seconds. Okay, yeah. So like, oh shit, you're fighting.
Yeah, and I get another
Oh
kill
yeah,
here.
that was huge.
So at
From
this point, right?
yeah,
Like if I'm good, I just win this game.
yeah,
No? Right, I got 3
yeah.
kills.
You can carry this game because you should play through your. You see, you should press tab when you're recalling, right? Okay,
Right.
press tab right now. Just imagine this, right? So you're recalling, got this kill.
Yeah.
Hold tab. First thing you should look at is what's spawning. Herald doesn't spawn for 4 minutes. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. So you wanna spend all your money because
Right.
usually like at least a minute or like a minute 20 seconds. Usually in an ideal world, you want to recall for every dragon and ping your team to recall and come to dragon. and you spend all of your gold. So you have all the gold at your disposal in items. So you're like
Mhm.
as strong as you can be for every dragon fight. Does that make sense?
And recall 120 before.
Yeah, that's the most optimal. Sometimes you have to do like this.
Yep.
This time you have to do 40 seconds, but it's not a big deal because you just killed the jungler. You're still gonna be
Right.
there before the jungler. But it's ideal to do 120 or like 1 minute just so you can get like wards down and stuff like that and get your team ready. So as a
Yep.
jungler, it's your job right now to recall. So you see that dragon spawning, you should recall like boom, on my way, on my way, on my way. You know what I mean? Spam
Yep.
ping on your way to the dragon so your team doesn't autopilot and they know
Okay.
what the plan is. And this is huge. Like you have your boots and your mythic. So you're right
And
now
the
you're
yeah.
super strong. So you just go straight to dragon. I mean, you can go through mid because no, your mid laner's not here. Catch this wave and then go. Or like, I mean, you're not
Yeah,
cut.
this Vygar just got like nonstop free push.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, should I go mid and do something? And I was like,
No,
no,
you
the
should do.
dragon.
Well, you can look, but
So, and this is, I think, where I just get distracted, right? I'm like, well, what the hell is Vygar doing here? We should try and kill
yeah,
him.
which is fine.
And we don't get the kill.
Oh,
But, I mean, he lives with 10 HP.
yeah. So now you griefed because you tanked like 3 tower shots and like the
Yeah.
the the safe play would have just been going straight to dragon. If you were full HP right now, like your bot lane's about to win this. If you were full HP, you could just kill this brand, right? And your Zed could follow up. But
Yeah.
because you went for that dive, you're like 1 HP. So even though Kindred has a Noon Quiver, Cloak of Agility, which is dog shit, you have Divine Sunder, like she's just stronger than you because you just have no health. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's able to just start dragon because she
Yeah.
saw me dive.
So that was actually a pretty huge throw to not just go for Dragon because I think you could have gone for Vigar if you had your ult up, but you can only
I
like
think
do so much.
I was trying to harass the Vygar,
Yeah.
but I think when I started tanking the tower, I didn't expect it.
Yeah. You
Because of the way it happened with Zed, I thought he was going to
yeah.
tank.
So if we go back, like in an ideal world, like right here, you should just ping on the way to the dragon, so your whole team knows that you're going for dragon.
Yeah.
But I was also gonna say, when you were recalling and walking here, like, and you were holding tab, checking what you needed to do, like go to dragon, you should also look at your team and seen that like, okay, my Vayne is doing okay, my top laner's not doing that good, but my mid laner is 7-3.
Yep.
So that's what you call like a win condition. Your Zed is a win condition right now. You need to so try to like make plays around him when you have ult. That's what you need to be thinking.
Okay.
So here is like you're making a play with him, but like he just went for a play bot and he's half health. You don't have ult. Yeah, you probably should have just done dragon, which it's fine. The game's definitely not over. I mean, Brand got the shutdown. It isn't good, but not a big deal.
Yeah,
But
Brand
that's a lot of
becomes
tempo
quite
they
the
lost.
menace.
There's a lot of tempo. Plus this scuttle, which had a mark on it. This Kindred just got a mark. Free. So now you're actually behind in tempo. Because she's level 9. Just because
And
you're
I
like...
just have to recall.
Yeah, because you just lost your health for free, like after coming from base. Right? So you had to instantly recall again. You didn't get dragon. All your camps are up. Now you're walking mid to defend this because no one's here. It just feels bad, right? You're just not in a position to do a lot right now. Well, you could probably engage here with your ult. You probably would have won that. Wukong is really strong with his ult and Divine Sunder, so. And you had Merc Tread, so you would have killed both of them, I think.
And then I go for it here.
Yeah.
I think my team's gonna follow up because I've got Darius and Zed right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't we just kill these two? But they don't really.
It was not a bad idea, but I think you should have just engaged on them when they were in your face over here. You know what I mean? You engage them. You engage on them when they're like within like crawling range of their tower. So it's like they're just gonna walk into tower and you're gonna start taking again. So
Right.
It's a lot better to just force on them when they have to walk. If you would have fought them here, they would have had to walk all the way over here to get away from you, and your team was coming. So you just
Mm,
sometimes you just gotta press the trigger. You know, when you're playing Wukong,
yeah.
once you have Divine Sunder, I would just look for fights all the time on your ult cooldown. Like every time you have your
Okay.
ults, just go fight. So right now it's probably like 60 seconds. So do your like here I would do all three of these camps and then just go bot and ult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let's see what you do. Now like I don't know, your team is like going for tilt plays, like your Zed is tilted.
Right.
Because honestly like you probably could have prevented it if you just played the safe way and taken dragon. But this is fine. Like he's overextended here, but you just don't have ult.
Right.
And your Zed just used his combo on the wave. And now you're just kind of forcing, aren't you? Like you're desperate right
Right.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I go for
Oh,
this,
this is good. But it would have been
and
better if
then
your
yeah.
Zed has the thing is your Zed didn't have his W because he used it to farm the wave, which is
Okay.
which was like he shouldn't have done that. But once you see him use his W, you should know that he can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, I just start going like for desperation shit,
Yeah.
and I'm not in control anymore.
Yeah. I think you definitely you have the right ideas and you played the early game like decently. I just think try to just next time you play, just try to like go for guaranteed ganks and farm as much as you can, and then fight the things that need to be fought, not like just random fights to fight. Does that make sense? When
Right.
like things that you should fight are dragons and heralds and stuff like that. The thing, and then the things you shouldn't fight is when you don't have your core abilities. Like here, you're gonna go for a
Oh, this is
steal.
bad.
There's
Yeah, I
no
fucked this up pretty bad.
there's no reason to go for the steal because even if you get it, you're just gonna get killed. It's like
Yeah.
I respect it though, but it's like now you're dead and dragon's spawning in 40 seconds. You're gonna be late. You're gonna be like you're gonna spawn when there's 15 seconds on dragon. They should already have control of the pit. And if they have control of the pit, they have these three champs that just like poke over and over. It's hard to walk into them, you know. You want them to walk into you.
Right.
So every death snowballs the game, kind of, you know. And
Yeah.
honestly, at this point, I think this game is probably pretty over.
Yeah, I don't think it gets much better from here.
No, like I mean, you're down 7,000 gold, and they're just gonna get the third dragon. Yeah, I mean,
So I
that's
guess I threw the game going for like 50-50 plays when there's
yeah,
guaranteed objectives and there's just free shit that I'm ignoring.
yeah. It's just you're just this game is not like League of Legends is not about just fighting other, like fighting the enemy team. It's about like pushing your lead and choking them out, you know.
Yep.
So play to your strengths, and you should always think about what your strengths are as a champion. Wukong, Divine Sunder is a huge strength because you saw like even when you just had Sheen, you just like you killed the Kindred
Mhm.
when she invaded you here. Like when you have your Divine Sunder, you're stronger than every champion in the game for like a brief period of time, most of the time. If you're ahead, and you set yourself up to carry this game. When you ganked bot, you got both of their flashes and you got a kill, right? So at
Right.
that point, you've set yourself up, and you're ahead. You're ahead of the curve. So stay ahead of the curve by just farming everything that you can, and only going for free stuff. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. High probability plays.
Yeah, exactly. Like just go for the safe stuff. And I mean, you can take risk every now and then, but like, just don't be stupid, you know. And like,
Right.
don't take a risk when dragon spawning or something like that.
Well, I think in my mind, going for the Vigard didn't feel like a risk.
Yeah, that makes
And I think
sense.
I need to find like the tipping point where it's like,
Well,
okay, you know, you're kind of
yeah.
applying pressure and now you're just completely wasting time and ending the game away.
Yeah. Well, think to
Eh,
yourself then, what are my strengths right now? Like Wukong ult, super strong. You didn't have Wukong ult, so it was like it was on cooldown. But if you would have just like waited a little bit and then like and sat at dragon, it would have gone up by the time they all showed up, and you could have fought with it. So I don't know. It's just identify when you when you should be making plays and when not. So before dragon with no ult, you should definitely never be making a play. That makes sense.
right,
Unless they're walking into you, right? Only take the free stuff.
right.
But when you have your tools, which is like your flash ult, divine sunder, if you have all three of those, you can look for whatever plays you want. But just, you know, make sure you have your everything available to you that you need. Yeah, I think
Okay.
there's not much else in this game. I mean, this game's just probably a fiesta for. They should, like, if they were good, they should just beat you guys like straight away. Like, but I mean,
Right.
but I think it's just like these decisions in the early game and mid game that held you back from, like, you started this game 3-1 and 3. Like, you set yourself up to carry. You just weren't patient. Even here, I mean, this is you die, but this was a good try to set up your dragon. But your team is just
Yeah.
behind, and you know their jungler's alive now. Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna end up giving it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pinged them off of it
Yeah,
because we knew about Kindred.
yeah. I mean, your team plays this pretty well, actually. Oh, you actually get this dragon, so that was pretty good by your team.
Yeah, but then Nasus is just basically unstoppable.
Yeah,
Darius is useless into him. And so yeah, we get Dragon, but he's able to do whatever he wants mid.
yeah,
Or wait, no, I kill him. But I don't know.
yeah.
It's just kind of like a slow drawn out thing at this point where
Well, yeah. I mean, the problem now is if you look at the team comps, like Vayne is the only champion on our team that scales, but he doesn't really scale into the enemy team because Kindred scales just as well. And then Veigar, Ziggs, and Brand are just gonna kill her. Like,
right.
they just have a lot of tools to deal with her, and you guys don't have a lot of tools to deal with their scaling. So
Okay.
that's why you kind of wanted to be ahead early. When you're behind, it's like it just feels horrible because they're all gonna stack together and just throw out their spells.
So should I look to shove out side lanes or anything in these situations or
If you don't have any camps and you see an open side lane, you can definitely take it. That's why
okay.
I especially like in this elo, you know, take everything you can get. Everything you can get your hands on, you should take. Just make sure you
Okay.
don't tilt your team into AFKing, but
Sure.
like at the right time, getting a side wave is really strong. And like for example, if an enemy team is making like a 3-man play top or something at 20 minutes into the game, and you see like this tower, you could like push this tower and take it. And the tier 2 side lane towers, like this one and this one, give you like extra gold. So if you can ever get these towers by yourself, it'll give you like 600, 700 gold plus the XP from the
Okay.
waves. But yeah, you can. That's the stuff you can look for. Just take and make yourself super strong. So yeah,
And I guess as I climb higher, my mistakes are going to get punished harder, so all these
yeah,
random things I'm doing are just going to lose me games, right?
yeah. Pretty much. Like I would say, there's every time you find yourself walking, like early game, if you like walk and like if you feel like yourself walking in a circle or something, you should just be thinking to yourself, "Oh fuck, I'm an idiot. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time. Wasting time."
Yeah, and I do.
Yeah.
I've
But
at least got that part down.
yeah, if you ever get that feeling like you're wasting time, because time is money, you know, time is what makes jungle strong. It's just how fast you can get things done. So every time you find
Yeah,
yourself wasting time, you should just be consciously like mad at yourself, you know. So, and
right,
then
right.
and then you can look at the replay and see what you could have done different. Like this, like this replay was easy.
Yep.
You could have farmed like 3 camps in the time that you spent walking in a circle,
Okay.
and then that, and then that would have led to you doing more like stronger plays, been more powerful.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
yeah.
Another easy question.
Yeah.
What do you think's best to max second on Wukong? W or E?
E. Every
E.
every point of E gives you more attack speed, and attack speed is really strong on Wukong.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people that say W so you could get more clones.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't need to worry about you don't need like at the end of the
Yeah.
day. I mean, I go E. I never max W.
It feels kind of bad when I try to max W.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. That sounds terrible. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Okay.
sure, you can get more ganks, but like, especially okay, you're playing in high bronze, low silver. Like, dude, you want to fight and be strong. You don't want to go for some like tricky plays all the time. It's not that like this game is not. This game is super complicated, so don't make it more complicated for you. Just get as much damage as you can and fight.
Right.
That's my advice.
Yeah, I like what you said about just take what's free, choke them out,
Yeah.
and stop going for crazy things and overcomplicating.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. Like dragons are something that like are gonna put pressure on the enemy team, right? One kill is
Right.
not gonna put pressure on the enemy team. And one kill that might
True.
not even work. Also, but yeah,
Mm.
minimize risks,
Right, right.
especially early game. You made a really good play, so you're ahead. So at that point, you can play very simply and just keep your lead and push like slowly be stronger and stronger.
Right.
Yeah,
Why risk it all for tower dive?
exactly. That's kind of like
Okay.
it's kind of like what I did. I mean, I made the same mistake. I still make the same mistakes because in my game, I don't know if you're watching when I dove Tryndamere, like that was just a terrible play and
Yeah, I
it's
saw
super
that.
risky, right? So
Hmm.
it's hard.
Well,
Like it's hard to always be playing perfect.
yeah, well, I think a big piece of it is just understanding the risk versus reward of every play
Yeah,
before you go in.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
sometimes I think I'm okay, and then I die and I realize I was inting. It's like
Yeah,
I should have been doing the math of the risk versus the reward of the play where realize I might be inting.
yeah,
Right? That's the first step,
yeah,
and then I can decide to go for it or not from there.
and it's fine. It's fine to make mistakes as long as if you go into a play, you should expect something to happen. Like make an assumption, expect something to happen, and then see what actually happens when you make the play. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you assume, oh, I'm just gonna kill him here, but then it actually ends up being like, oh, now I have 0 health and we lost dragon, and then you can
Yeah.
and then you can look at it and be like, okay, why did that happen like this? And then for the next time,
Okay.
you'll have the knowledge. If you just consciously think about it, you'll be like, okay, well, last time I did this, this happened, so maybe I'll try something different. So
Right.
just play more games and make sure you're not just like playing to play. Play to like think about what you're doing and stuff like that.
Yep. Okay, boss.
Yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. If you want me to write down like some basic tips, I can do that too, like later. Like just things for you
I
to
think I
keep.
got it.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at absorbing information, so
Yeah,
I appreciate your time, man.
that's all you need. And I would just play some games, like, and message
Yep.
me again in like I don't know, like a few weeks or something. If you want to go over another game, and
Yeah.
we'll see if you improved.